Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. You be the judge.
Yeah, it need to be
So,
full. Just like that.
I'll put respect on my name. Sheena, so lovely.
And then she rides all the way up and defend herself.
They will either watch your lifestyle or learn to live it themselves. It's not nothing that you can prove to them. Like, try Jesus. Try him. Welcome to Maybe We Can Help, the podcast where we give our unsolicited advice. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. You be the judge. I'm Tejoriel.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
And today is not February 1st, but it is February 2nd, so it's the start of Black History Month. So power to the people, Black History Month. But to start off Black History Month, we're going to be talking about, it's not really a controversial topic, but it's a topic that I know I used to be in. And now that I am growing and evolving from this person, I would just want people to kind of learn to check themselves, look at yourself, and to hopefully become better. So we're going to be talking about the contentious woman today. Woo. Yes, the contentious woman. If you did not know, the contentious woman, it is mentioned in Proverbs. I believe I have it pulled up. I think it's 19:9 or something along those lines. And I'm going to read the scripture really quick just to kind of give you guys a basis of what we're going to be talking about. It's Proverbs 21:9. And it says, "It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house." That's Proverbs 21:9. And then if we go down to Proverbs 21:19, it says, "It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman." So those two are going to be the basis of our topic today. Who wants to begin?
Well, so first of all, contentious means someone who likes to fight. Basically, and you don't have to be an arguer to fight. Some women weaponize things like withholding, withholding intercourse, or they weaponize their like it's manipulation.
Affection,
They're try to manipulate. They'll try to find a problem with just about anything, or their silence, walk around kind of stomping and moving things around, and what's wrong with you? Nothing. All of that is being contentious, because it's all still stirring up like a misery or a discomfort in other people unnecessarily.
Honestly, I mean, it just sounds like full-on manipulation. Because then you know what you're doing and you want a reaction basically out of that person or people, because it's honestly, let's not take this to just being in relationships. You can be this to your friends, you can be this to your children, you can be this to your sisters and brothers, you can be this to anybody. So it's not just
Parents,
just a relationship.
Teenagers love to do it.
So I know we're just talking about the contentious woman, but a contentious person in general is very exhausting to be around, because it's not just their actions, their energy pulls on you. And I find it hilarious that when I think Solomon wrote that, he said it's better to be in the wilderness, basically alone by yourself walking around, than to be with someone who is contentious. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely is draining, and it can literally make you sick, like physically after a while. So it's important for us to learn what the characteristics are and eliminate that from our diet. And when I say diet, I'm talking about your personality, what you feed yourself, the thoughts that you feed yourself about your loved ones matter, because it will cause you to change if you believe something negative about the people that are around you, and it can make you contentious, and you might even think or feel justified in how you're behaving and acting. But the truth of the matter is that there is no justifying it, because we're supposed to be forgiving. Now, forgiveness, even if you have to work on your forgiveness, there's nothing wrong with that. But while you're working, you have to have self-discipline. That's also a characteristic of the Holy Spirit, learning to have self-discipline so that you're not pulling people down, even if you like are working in your mind to have the right thought pattern towards those that are around you. And it takes work. It does. I had a friend that told me, like, after you have a fallout with somebody, you can that it'll never be the same. Like, you can't have a friendship again, or you can't, if you have a big falling out with your spouse, then you don't have a marriage no more.
Whew, Jesus.
How do y'all feel about it? I said, well, then nobody has friendships or
Nobody
marriages.
has friendships or
Right.
marriages, because just because you don't know what happened doesn't mean stuff hasn't happened. I mean,
Mind you, now when you have a fallout, you cannot build the same thing.
correct. You
You
shouldn't
have
want to.
No, you should not want to. You have to find out, okay, what in me can I change to make this easier, to make this better? And because I cannot be the same and go into this, and it's sometimes it's uncomfortable, like sometimes it's like you have to be wise enough to evaluate the situation. And once you evaluate the situation honestly, if you've never really learned to be honest with yourself, then you won't even know what I'm talking about, because you'll continue to lie to yourself and tell yourself they think this, they are saying that, they don't want me, they don't treat me right. You'll have all of those thoughts first, and those you'll have to fight through until you can just see the truth. Are they trying to hurt you? And if they are, that's a whole different conversation. At that point, you have to figure out how to get them help, or leave that situation, because it'll never get right. If you see them and they're contentious and they're doing things, and they're constantly doing things to try to cause a rift or uncomfortableness for you, then they need help in some way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I know that so many of us do this now, that it's so normal that we're kind of skipping over counseling and help, because it's just like everybody does that. We even see all these movies where wives are putting their husbands on the couch and cutting the fool for all this long time. I'm gonna get him back, and all this vengeance and stuff like that. That's not how it's supposed to be at all. Vengeance is the Lord's, and we should be forgiving. We should be teachers and helpers of one another, so that we all get to a better state of being. I don't ever want to enter a room, I think you said this recently, and not make it better in some way, form, or shape. I want to add to every room that I come in contact with, and that means a lot of work in me. But that's what I want for myself. I want to always come into a room and add to it. I don't ever want to go into a room and take away from anybody in that room. If I can't add to it, then I don't want to take away from it for sure. I'll just be a present body rather than subtract from anybody in that room, because I know how much it costs people, and how you don't know how long it's going to take them to recover from whatever you are taking from them in that moment. It's important to protect other people and yourself. I protect my friends from me, from my inner thoughts and feelings. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to know that they are loved and appreciated. I'm going on for a long time. Somebody else talk.
It was good. But I was just thinking while you were talking, the beginning of my journey of being delivered from that, because I got word from my leader that I need to study to be quiet. I was like, okay, bet, that's fine, because I don't want to talk anyway. That was honestly my and that you can tell that's contentious right there. Like, what do you mean? I don't want to talk to him anyway. I don't want to talk to them anyway. So I did first learn to shut my mouth, but it became deeper. When you go deeper, you have to obtain more. So I began to learn that it's not just your mouth, because it's easy to just shut your mouth sometimes, and your spirit is loud. Like you can still tell when somebody's feeling funky around you. Like, oh, okay, you might be quiet, but something wrong with you. So then I had to learn not just to quiet my spirit, because there's nothing you can fake. So you had to learn to I had to learn to quiet my spirit and listen to what is truthful, because whatsoever is honest and whatsoever is just.
Yes.
You have to be able to listen to those
Just.
things,
Oof.
because the enemy is going to spew lies. So when you calm not just your mouth but your spirit and put it in a place to be able to hear from God, you can hear the truth.
Yeah.
So even if that person is getting on your nerves or doing something that you don't like, that person may be doing that, but he loves you or she loves you, and they would never do anything to hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
On purpose.
On purpose. You know what I'm saying? They did this because of something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the Holy Spirit starts to reveal reasons why things are happening. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, oh, they're doing this on purpose to me and they know I don't like this stuff. They forgot, because they're dealing with so much in their own mind, and they're being tormented, so they really can't even think what is going on with you right now either. So they don't even have the capacity, but you do. You have the capacity to be that light in their life. So once I was able to not just learn to shut my mouth, but quiet my spirit and learn to be more obedient to the word and, the fruits of the spirit. You want to be delivered from contentiousness, the fruits of the spirit is your best bet. Like, you have to start learning that love, joy, peace, long suffering. That don't mean you have to suffer long, but you got a lot of patience for the people around you, and your capacity grows as you learn to silence the noise, basically, and just hearing from God. So that's was the start of me being delivered from contentiousness. And when Pastor told me that, I was like, okay, what is that gonna do? Like, I really was like, okay, I'll just be quiet then. But like I said,
you can hear from the Lord all of it. Yeah.
As I grew and matured in God, it started to make more sense. You'll learn better by and by. That's what old people say.
Come on here.
I'm gonna stop now.
So I have I want us to do this. All three of us throw out what are some contentious thoughts that you've heard or that you know of, because, and then we're gonna throw out some things to combat that. A big one is they did that on purpose.
I was gonna say that. I was about to say they did that on purpose. That's a good one.
I hear a lot of they trying to be funny.
Or this one, they deserve it. They deserve it. How do you know what somebody deserves? But yeah, they deserve this one.
What's another one? Risha, you got one? None?
I'm thinking.
Another one could be like they don't care. They don't really care. Is
this the same as they deserve it? They did it to you.
No, that's not the same.
Oh, okay. They did it to you.
Like, so why? Yeah. So do it back. Basically, like, get your get back.
They did it to you. Yeah, that's one.
And what happens when you start exerting vengeance in that way?
It creates something in your heart that ain't supposed to be there. The Bible is very clear about who vengeance belongs to.
Yes.
And it literally says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. That means we have no business even tampering with it. So you mean to tell me,
if you say something or do something and it hurt my feelings, I shouldn't try to get you back?
No, you can't get your get back. Now you can communicate in a healthy way.
How do I do that?
Let's do a scenario. Give us one.
Okay.
That's the best way to learn.
You want to use the one in the car or not really?
What one in the car?
When you came to me and told me.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
So recently, Tay did an undercut. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
if you don't know what undercut is the back of your neck is shaved, like kind of to your ear down is shaved.
When she got the undercut, when I saw it, I was like, that looks like a dude, because she had it lined up and all of that. And I know there's women that do that. It's just, I wasn't into it. So,
for me,
yeah, for her, because it just didn't look right to me. So I said, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And she was like, okay. So nothing. She said nothing. You want to? You can go ahead.
I said nothing for a while. I just continued to sweep in the salon because normally I wouldn't say anything at all. If you know me, I'm just gonna be quiet and I'm gonna go about my rest of my day, and I'm just gonna be. I don't know if I will hold it against her, but it would take me a while to let it go within myself. So I was just like, okay, God, I gotta tell her. I gotta tell her. In my mind, I was literally sweeping, cleaning up because we're in the same salon. We all getting ready to go to church. Matter of fact, so I was like, I gotta tell her. Ain't no way I can go in church and not tell her. Like, I gotta tell her. It kind of hurt my feelings. So she was about to leave, and Risha was there that day at the salon too. And she was like, we were about to leave, and she was gonna ride with one of us. I was like, okay. If she ride with me, I'm gonna tell her. Like, I'm gonna tell her. And then she gets in the car with me. I was like, okay, bet. Fine. I was like, okay. Sheena, I know you really didn't mean to hurt my feelings or any harm by it, because in my mind, you got to tell yourself the truth too. When you're communicating, tell yourself the truth. I know you didn't mean to hurt my feelings or anything like that, but I really didn't like when you said it this time. And I told her just like that. Sheena, she laughed. And I know she didn't mean it in like a malicious way either, because I was kind of like chuckled by it too, because I was like, I really know she didn't mean it, but I was like, for some reason it bothered me that particular day, but I won't gonna let it fester. So she's just like, and then she went from there.
I said, that is the sweetest thing you've ever said to me. That's what made it funny. Tay struggles to tell people when they hurt her feelings, so that's what made me laugh. I was like, oh my God, she's like opening up and telling me something hurt her feelings. I love that, about friendship, because I won't know if you don't communicate it. And I know some people in their minds, they want to think you should have known better, or you should have did this, or you should have did that. We all say things that Absolutely. We don't understand are going to hurt someone else, or just laughing or joking or in the moment. This whole cancel culture because people said this or that.
My goodness, yes.
Come on, you said some stuff. But either way, it's just like, I was like, wow, that's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me. And I meant that. And then I said, I deeply apologize. And she will not have to ever hear that comment again. And because it's just like, and then I had to soul search as well. Because anytime something hurts someone's feelings, you got to always recheck yourself and say, okay, why did I say that to her anyway? And why did it come out as I thought it would be funny to her? And reevaluate things. And I was just like, okay, that's something I did not have to say. So I have to be more mindful of what I allow to come out my mouth. And that was that. And our friendship didn't change, or she didn't, act funny towards me or me towards her. I was grateful for the opportunity for her to share.
And I felt good because I was like, I can go to church free.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, I ain't got to be stiff. Like, I got to be stuck up because, right. I'm thinking about this thing. So I felt good.
Right. Myself. And here I am singing in the front, not knowing. Look at her over there singing. Cause she is saying, she's talking to people in any type of way. It can happen. But we as adults want to be responsible and let it happen less. Being more mindful of what we say and do, especially to, not especially to everybody that we have
come across.
Yeah,
I know y'all have had some not really contentious arguments, but y'all have had some disagreements. How have y'all?
Yeah.
Went past those things.
We talk.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Talk it out. Find out what you can do to change. Really change. Not say, oh, I'm gonna do better, and then not think about it. Now that can happen too. Where you forget, because we all have, oh my God, several relationships in our lives, and so it's a lot of people to keep up with. The more God blesses you with, so yeah, each time that there's an offense, I recheck and I recheck and change. That's why you have to go in your mind and kind of recalibrate, because if not, you'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't know many people have been offended by me. Like, do I offend y'all?
Yeah, you did the other week when you said what you said to me, and I was like, "Tay, I don't really like what you said and how you said it, even though I know it was true."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I was just
remember.
like,
I remember.
"Dang,
And I apologize. I was like, yeah, I can check. I can. Yeah,
yeah,
I remember
that
that.
was it."
Yeah, I did say. See, okay. I was saying I don't remember offending anybody because if I really in the moment I didn't even know I offended her because that's what happens. You don't know unless you're doing it on purpose. That's the contentiousness when you do it on purpose. So I wasn't being mean about it. So I didn't mind. Be like, oh, okay. Like I really apologize, and I didn't have to say that. Just like Sheena said, like that didn't need to be said. Even if it is the truth, some things really don't need to be said unless you're led by the Holy Spirit. And I wasn't. I was just we were just having a conversation and it came out.
Yeah.
So in those moments, I definitely don't mind apologizing and moving past it.
I can't really remember a time that you offended me, but I'm not really easily offended like that. Um. Anyway, so mm, usually it's me apologizing to you and Risha.
You don't feel me that much. You don't feel me that much. And I don't think I ever went Risha. Have I said? I think I told maybe once. Like I'm getting better at voicing it because normally I would just either tell Aaron or just put it in my lockbox and never talk about it again.
I feel like certain things that we feel like will not offend other people because we're so used to certain things, and then you meet somebody that does offend. It's like, oh, well, nobody else was ever offended by it. Well, nobody else has been me or had my experiences, so or environment bringing up. So it seems like that sometimes. Some people are just a little more touchier than others, but that doesn't make them odd or weird because oh, this offends you. This never offended anybody before. You just have to literally learn how to deal with people accordingly to where
Absolutely.
they are.
Each person is an individual and should be treated and respected as such. And a lot of times people do. Well, this is who I am, and this is just this is how I grew up, and you're gonna have to deal with it. But no, you know, if if you decide to have people in your life, then you should be careful. You don't want to, like, imagine if you get a car and you keep hitting it, and it's just like that one little ding on the side. It's just like, oh, it's just one. And then keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And then next thing you know, this car, it don't even look like the same car
It's
anymore.
total.
Because you keep, what I'm saying, you keep hitting it. You don't want to keep doing that. And we don't realize that we're doing that to people. And we think that it's okay because they can still drive. It's still functional.
Mm-hmm.
But how many times have you hit me over and over and over and created a new scar?
That is such a wonderful point.
And it's just like, oh, well, she could still drive, but did you die? you know
Jesus.
But yeah, no, I didn't die.
That car barely making it because
Yeah.
you keep hitting
You
it.
keep hitting it. You keep hitting it, and without consideration of what it's doing and what that person's actually going to look like when you're done. If you don't learn to stop,
Or if they don't learn to walk away from you.
if they don't learn to walk away, and that's a hard thing to
Go
do,
get a new owner.
especially when you love people. But there's people in this world that'll see your dings and your scars and take you somewhere so you can get it fixed. It's people that'll go the extra mile. The little things. And just be there and just be like, okay, I got paint. I know how to pull out a dent. I know how to. I got some screws. I got some. Those are the people that we need more of, in this world. People that know how to help us get it back together versus people that are constantly trying to give you another ding, in this side.
Or just trying to take you to the junkyard.
My
That
God.
person is useless now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And not even realizing that, I could have looked much better than this if it wasn't for meeting you. you know. And another thing for women, is not just women, all people, everybody. Like, if let's say you had something that you like now, or that you used to like, you don't like it now, or something that you didn't like and you like it now, and you don't know how to communicate that with your partner, or friends, because you're like, oh, they're gonna think I'm being fake, But anybody who loves you, um, give them a chance at least to be understanding. And if you be like, I already know they're not gonna be understanding, y'all got a whole nother. Yeah, if they're contentious, again, that's a whole nother ball game. At that point, you got other things to discuss as far as getting help. But in a healthy relationship with two healthy people, when you change, that shouldn't be a problem. Let's be clear. And so,
But
what is a healthy way of communicating that?
real quick, doesn't have to change speaks for itself. You don't have to go around saying I've changed, I've changed, I've changed. Allow it to. You're gonna want to. You're gonna want to be like, I don't do that anymore. And I'm talking about interpersonal stuff, not I used to like blue but now I like red. You know what I'm saying? Not that type of change, but change the inner work. Let that speak for itself. Real tip.
Right. Because a lot of people do make a personal change and then they're like, well, you're bringing up this or like my past. But if they see things, if I see something about a individual that reminds me of something that they used to do, or it is in terms of something that they used to do, then understand that that person has every right to see that, and that's not, you can't fault them for seeing something you presented to them. If you start rolling dough and you've always made bread, and then they say, oh, you making bread, well, I always got to make bread. This ain't even bread. This is muffins. And it's just like, well, when I usually
my bad, I thought you making bread.
When I usually see you having dough, it's usually for bread. So that is my misconception. But you could have literally just said, well, no, I'm making muffins. We have to learn how to mature out of those contentious ways. If I've seen you do this, then you do something similar, my mind is going to go to that, and it honestly makes sense that it would.
Because if you did the first thing, like, no, I'm making muffins, I'm not even making bread, they're automatically gonna think, oh yeah, you really haven't changed.
Exactly. You're still because you haven't. That's the truth. The truth is you haven't changed if you're still doing those type of things. And of course that person should be understanding and be patient with you as
both parties should.
There you have it.
Both parties have to have a level of grace and understanding, like to give that person room to grow, and then you have to have grace and understanding to show them instead of telling them.
Right. And one thing about growth is, if just because you're growing doesn't mean other people aren't, and that I'm finding that to be an issue.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, people who are in the process of growing will like see you say something or do something and then be like, well, I'll be patient with me, I'm growing. And then it's just like, okay, I need that same patience, as you grow, because I can't say what is or isn't happening on the inside of you. I can only see what I see.
Only God is a discerner of the hearts.
Exactly. So it's important to both be given grace, be able to receive grace and give it. So that there's an understanding for everybody, and everybody feels included in that understanding. Otherwise, there's a lingering feeling of guilt, hurt, and shame on the other party. Like, well, dang, I didn't know, I wasn't being understanding, or I didn't realize that it would come off that way. And then that person has to in turn, like bring themselves back up to not feeling guilty or hurt or ashamed of possibly accidentally stepping on your shoes, or those type of things. It's important for both sides to have grace.
So how do you communicate light things? Like, I don't like flowers no more. I don't want you to get me flowers.
Just like that. I don't honestly, me personally, I don't know why that's hard. Because I'll just say it. Y'all have seen me at times in the salon go in there and be like, oh, well, I don't know what's happening, y'all, but I could tell that I'm about to change.
You know why? And I think this because I have developed a new way of communication in my marriage. When I want to be, and I'm not saying I be going around being lying, because if you watch, what's my show, Risha? Insecure. Issa and her best friend Molly had a word. What was it? It was a word they would say. What basically it means, I want you to give me the raw truth, no matter if it hurts me or not. And I forgot what it was. I really forgot what it was. Anyway, and I've developed that because what it means is I haven't always felt safe in relationships, and it's not because of anybody else. It's literally me creating something in my head, and I live in there. So before anybody has even proven or disproven anything to me, I automatically have what's going to happen in my mind. So in order for me to step outside of that, I have to feel as if I am safe. So in order for me to feel that way, I now be like, okay, can I be honest? Like, because if I can't be honest, or if you're not in the space to, like, if you really like, nah, I just want to chill right now, I would rather us just relax. I can handle that. But if I can be
communicated,
if I can be safe, I will tell you how I truly feel. Because if not, I'm gonna give you surface. Like, I could be feeling annoyed or aggravated, and I just be like, I'm just cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you real me. But if I be like, can I be honest? Well, yeah, go ahead. And then I feel like it is safe for me to be able to speak freely. And that's right now is working. I believe that is just like a stepping stone to me to actually get there, because I shouldn't stay there forever. I should be able to eventually step out of that. But just for right now, if I can be honest, as I'm growing, this is new for me. So can I be honest? And then they'd be like, yeah. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna give you exactly what I'm feeling and thinking.
But and she's saying that in a good space. Do not use that as a tool to
manipulate or
get your funky off, as
correct.
I call it.
Correct.
I don't know a better term for that.
That's exactly what Risha said.
What it is to me. It's like you getting your funky off on me. Let me tell you about yourself. It has to come from a space, and this is hard to do in 2025, but it has to come from a space of understanding. Soon as you get upset with that person, you have to evaluate yourself first. You're going to have to do that. Otherwise, it is going to come off contentious, because it is. You have the spirit of vengeance resting in your lap. No, for real. It is funny. But the spirit of vengeance is resting in your lap. And so what you really want out of the scenario is to thump them or dig in them just slightly, ever so slightly enough to feel satisfaction or instant gratification for your pain and suffering. And most of the time, that pain and suffering that you're feeling was not put there by them. It was put there by other things. But now that it's a trauma, you are triggered by this person. And that when those triggers happen, it makes you want to take out on them what they really don't deserve, because they aren't the root cause of all of your affliction. And so, but it feels good to scratch someone or dig in them or dig your claws when you feel that way, because you feel like you're getting justice, but you're not. You'll never be able to get justice for that type of pain. That's why we have to uproot, and we have to do deep works within ourselves so that we aren't digging in other people to, because it's undeserved blood. You really don't deserve all of this anger that I feel. It did not start with you. So you don't deserve the wrath. But that's what happens. That vengeance comes and sits on my lap. Can I be honest? For real, you ain't never on time yourself. So how you gonna tell me? You get what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna part your lips to say anything when the truth of the matter is everybody has a right to see something in you that possibly is wrong. Just because it's wrong with me don't mean I don't see you do it. Now, mind you, it's gonna make you feel terrible if I say, Tay, you ain't never on time, and I'm never on time, right? However, sometimes I can see a potential in you that I don't see in me. I feel like you can do better than me. So I'm not pointing it out because I don't know that I'm wrong for doing it too. I'm pointing it out because I see something different in you. I feel like you can do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you really do. It take a lot to tell somebody something that you see in them. And of course, we're all flawed. So if you tell me something, I can take that for face value and fix it. And thank God for the opportunity for somebody to point it out, because it might have been something that I didn't see. And I can get excited about renovating myself and fixing it so that I move forward better. You know, that's how I see it. I think that we should just take it all in.
People, I lost where we was at.
Talking about when
I heard what you were saying,
okay,
but
yeah.
I lost how we got on that.
Talking about contentiousness.
Yeah. And then we went to
And we went into how do you communicate something is different.
Yeah.
So yeah. So in other words, I feel like you just say it. Risha, how do you communicate new boundaries with other people that you possibly didn't have before?
Boundaries, that's good.
It normally just comes up naturally in conversation because it's not something you just randomly do a checklist and do.
Yeah, you don't really struggle with inner, like not honesty, but
Heck no, because she
right. But what's the word called? Like, you don't really struggle with not being able to tell people your boundaries.
I tell them how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not always good at telling them how I feel because then it sounds like I'm just getting my funky off. Well, I've had those experiences.
So what have you done to rectify that?
Self-evaluate. Why am I telling them this? Are they gonna listen? Just different things like that is depending on who it is, really.
So how do you know when you're in a environment where you can say something to specific people?
You just kind of gotta read the room, really, and make sure you know that person. It's just like I said, it depends on the person, and it's not just random people. That's even if they've run across your boundaries, what can you say or do? Because you might not ever see them again. So it's one of the things you just kind of let go and let it be what it is.
So how do you know you're not being contentious?
Because you feel lighter. Everybody knows when they're being contentious is like manipulative. It's you're being deceitful in some type of way. You know that feeling. Everybody that's human knows what that feels like. It's wrong. It makes you feel prideful. It feeds pride. It feeds your ego.
bitterness.
It feeds the thing that makes you feel puffed up within yourself, which is pride. So you already did it wrong. If you don't feel humble, little, vulnerable, and all those other things that make you feel lowly,
Don't that suck?
Sometimes.
It depends because, after a while you feel like, especially in God, you have your reward already when you're able to humble yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Like when you first learning it, it sucks.
Oh yeah, when you first learning
vulnerability.
it, it's the worst.
Ooh, because you just like, I don't want to cry. I don't want to be vulnerable. But,
I don't
but
mind crying.
when you learn, it's the
I do.
best.
I mind crying.
Because you're a sensitive thug. That's why.
I'm not a thug.
A little bit.
No. What makes me a thug?
Okay, not
The tough
thug.
exterior.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
like a
better
shell.
word. That's a better word. You're
Mm.
a sensitive turtle, soft on the inside, hard on the outside.
Yeah.
Turtle.
Yeah,
So
that
slow.
is a good one.
No,
I'm gonna buy you a turtle for Christmas.
hard,
like a turtle necklace.
hard exterior,
Yeah,
soft
on
interior.
the inside. Yeah.
That's what that is. Yeah,
Mhm.
because you're not a thug.
No.
You're right.
And then whenever she feel threatened,
You hide in that shell. Go right in that shell. Don't you come knocking on this shell.
I'm not coming.
No, I'm not. And can't nothing break through it. I don't know what you
Nobody
thought it
but
was.
Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
That's
like
good.
that sometimes.
That was a good scenario. But
Oh, I want what kind of animal I am. Let's do animals. Reese's a turtle. I think you are really your favorite animal for real, for real.
horses, a style, yeah.
I think you're free.
Mhm.
You are really free to do.
Yep, running and
Mm-hmm.
eating grass.
What's that animal?
Tay, you're a panda.
What? All they do is
She
eat and
looks
sleep.
so soft.
Rachel.
And
That's
they
not true.
climb a little
No.
bit.
You ain't never seen a panda mad?
No.
No.
Y'all ain't never seen zookeepers run from pandas?
No.
see,
Okay, that's all right.
Kung Fu Panda.
Well, yeah, Tay, a panda's still still kind of a bear, so But I've seen people run from pandas.
I ain't never.
They look so cute and cuddly. Everybody loves them and adores them, and they forget
Right.
it's a wild animal. That's Tay.
That's funny.
It's cute and cuddly.
Oh, that's
Oh my God,
hilarious.
I want to squeeze it. And then it's just like, get away from me. On the inside a little bit sometimes. It's just like,
That's funny.
yeah, everybody loves a good panda. But if you make that panda mad,
That's hilarious.
y'all look it up. Look at them videos of them zookeepers running from the pandas.
I'm gonna look it up now because I've never seen. I've always seen them being. Risha saying eating and sleeping, chilling. I seen that one panda that one time
And don't want to do nothing.
where they forgot that they
that
were
is you.
up.
Don't want to do nothing.
That's not true. Good part.
I want to go home. Tay be quitting
I do.
every.
I
Every
didn't
4
quit this month though. I didn't quit this month. I did not.
She just want to eat and sleep.
I
You a
ain't doing
panda.
shit.
I'm a horse. Reaches the turtle.
This month I was not eating and sleeping. This month I was not eating. So I was
I'm so
working.
proud.
Hmm?
See, new
Some
boundaries.
sauce.
You just communicating something new with me. I
Mhm.
know.
Well, last month I
This
was
month.
definitely a turtle. I can admit that. Still working on it.
See, yep, that's it.
That's it. That's all we got to do is continue to work.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to work. That's why, we are not contentious women up here.
Mm-mm.
And y'all aren't either. Y'all aren't either. We are doing away with contentiousness in our
But I
lives.
used to be though.
So was I though.
Me too.
It was deep.
So was I.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
bawled my eyes out too when Sheena told me that's what I was. I bawled my eyes out.
Because
I
nobody
never
wants to
knew-
hear that.
I didn't even know it was a scripture. I didn't even know it was a scripture. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know. I ain't never heard the word
So she
before.
brought that one out to you. You know,
Literally,
she bought
it was the month of December, and I bawled my eyeballs
Hey, you should
out.
remember everything.
she bought
It
the
was
one
last
out
month. Well, the month before last.
about the foolish woman to me. The foolish woman tears down her own
Own
house
house
with
with
her
her.
hands. I said, well, good game.
Yeah,
She
I
called me
cried.
foolish, basically.
Ooh.
She's a wise woman, builds it up. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And it's hard to do because it's all on you, and you feel like you looking at that. You have a husband. You're looking at him like, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? What is he? He don't do. But you can't fix anybody but you. You can build. You can build them. You can build. You can put another brick by brick. Don't you take not one down. If I can't do anything for you, I'm not gonna do anything to you. Like we got to get there. We have to get there as people, as disciples of Christ. We got to get there. Do not take nothing from anybody. With all of your might, with all of your strength, with all of your heart, with everything you got, don't take nothing from them. Anything you can do for them, if they're given the opportunity, do it. Do it for them. Help them along the way in any way possible. Don't take nothing from them.
One thing that's helping me with that is like no one is going to be there with me on Judgment Day. He's not going to ask me.
Ooh, Jesus.
Well, he's not going to be like, you Tay, why didn't you do this? And I can't say, well, they did this or he didn't do that. I'm going to be judged and charged by what my reactions were.
Actually, you can say that.
What?
Because when you say that,
What? No, I can, but it's not.
the thing is, when you say I didn't do this because they did this, and this to me,
Mhm.
what's going to happen is he's going to say, okay, I placed that judgment on you,
Right.
as well.
Like that's on me. Like I can't have anybody else speak for me but me. Like I have to give an account for what I did.
Ooh.
I can't give an account for what nobody else did to me or nothing. It has to be what type of sister were you? What type of daughter were you? What type of wife were you? Like those are the charges I was given. So despite what any of those other people do,
That's a whole nother subject. That whole judgment thing, like, because that goes into people like, well, I would have done this. Because I was reading, Joyce Meyer's. Well, I'm still reading it. A Healing of a Woman's Soul. And she talks about how her dad had, you
I
know,
remember, yeah.
constantly sexually abused her all of her life until he was 83. Before he died, he finally apologized. But imagine if she would have kept, you know, she was talking about forgiveness, but imagine if she would have kept that, you know, until Judgment Day. Like, people would be like, well, you know, well, my dad did this, or they killed this person, or how could I forgive this person? They molested my daughter. You're gonna have to find out. You're gonna have to find a way if you want to make it to heaven. And I saw this video recently about somebody breaking down what hell was, which is the separation of God. And we think that, oh, this is hell now. Like, no, I'm telling y'all, like, do we still have goodness on this earth? We still have His mercy. We still have the Holy Spirit, like Jesus. Like, we still have access to Him. Hell
That
is
part,
literally an
access.
eternity
Without him.
Like, no air. Like, he broke it down so good. He's like, the breath in your lungs, like when you breathe in, like you know, you're gonna be suffocating for eternity. Like, it's not just from fire, it's just
Because
the fact
breath is his.
Yes. And I was like, man, like, Lord help me.
Yeah,
And
the
I'm
breath
over
of
here
life
like, God,
belongs to him.
it's so much is in my brain, and it's just like, but that's why I said that's a whole nother topic, like, of being contentious, being down to, like, what do you want to be and who are you going to be when you stand before the King of Kings, because that's all that's going to matter.
I want to give a good account.
Yes.
Like, I don't care.
Yes.
God, I
Learning.
stood 10 toes down on your word.
Listen.
I did what you called me to do, even on the hard days.
That's
Them
right,
days I
right.
cried to you,
That's it.
it was hard, Lord, but I
That's
want
it.
to be able to give a good account.
That's it.
Right.
Learning to tell yourself different stories about people, just as much as you can tell yourself that bad stories and evil stories and believe them. You can tell yourself good stories and believe them. Now, it's going to take time to turn those tables around, because you're gonna those intrusive thoughts are still gonna pop up in your head. They meant it. They did it like this. They know. You know, all of those things are gonna still pop up, and then you have to say, "Who? That's my sister. That's my mother, my husband. You gave them to me. You did not have to. I'm thanking you for every single piece and part of them, and you're gonna teach me how to communicate with every single individual that you've given me, because you could have left me alone. You could have very well left me alone. I don't even deserve all the people and all the community that you've given. Help me to be the best steward over what you have given me, and that includes the people around me. You gave them to me. I want to treat them good. I want to treat them right.
You said even what?
Because they're gifts.
Even colleagues, though, people like to discard people that they feel like they don't need. And yeah, you can say that about your family and people that God give you, but what about the people that's in passing in your life, and you may not have them forever, but they're still people, and say if they get on your nerves, say if they're offending you every day, you're going to have to learn how to love people in spite of it, and get to a place in God to where you're still not a contentious person. Like, it matters in those cases, honestly, more than, which it does matter with people who are close to you, but you gotta expand.
You have more opportunity with the people that
Yeah,
are closest to you. The
exactly.
ones that are in passing, you get a very brief opportunity.
Right. That's all. Because I know that some people be like, well, I could do that with my family. It's easy sometimes, you know, to do it with people that, you know, you feel like you need and you care about, you love, been there for you. But what about the people you feel are disposable?
I found it the opposite.
Me too.
It was hard. It was
Harder
easy
for
for
me
me
for-
to treat strangers better.
Yes.
Harder for me to treat those that I love and have more opportunities for.
I guess I wasn't always open to people to have that
Mm.
story.
Yeah.
Like,
They
I
didn't
would
even
be
get a chance.
cool once I know you, but like, I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna be buddy buddy with you because I don't know you like that. You
Yeah.
more than my family or my close friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
It's a trust thing, though, with you,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
like,
You didn't even earn that yet, so you can't even.
you
Get
know
to
how
that-
to treat you.
to that
Yeah,
place.
You can't
yeah.
get
I
to
don't know
yeah.
what to do with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically.
I can
For me, it was
understand
just
that.
like, these people are always around me. I'll treat them right tomorrow. Today, she made me mad.
I don't think I ever thought about it like that. Though.
When I was a
I'd be
teenager,
like,
that's-
whatever. I think I had that ability with anybody. Like, it's weird. I don't even know how to describe it.
To discard people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the world does now, though. They disregard people very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Even in relationships, you see so many people, they're in a relationship 1 minute, and then the next minute they know, I don't want to be in a relationship. How? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work for you?
Jesus.
Or,
like a light switch.
you know, right? But we're not supposed to be that way, and we treat people as if we're scrolling. you know, and it's just like, you know, I don't like you anymore today.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to. We're supposed to be steadfast with the people that we care about and love. We're supposed to find people that we want to be in covenant with.
What does that topic you just said?
About judgment?
Yeah. We found our next topic, guys. Sometimes we be like, what are we going to talk about and stuff like that, y'all. So, we're going to talk about judgment next, guys. This has been another episode of Maybe We Can Help. I'm Tasia.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
Y'all have a good one. Bye.